Hello, are we live? Yes. Okay, let me just see one thing. If I am able to utilize this thing, probably I can just. I'm not sure if this is going to be. Okay, let me just see if I am able to. Anyways, all right. I'll see the chats over here. So, welcome back again on the channel. We are going to create. Let me just see. I hope you guys can see me on the mobile stream. Let me just check if I can see myself. So today we are going to be implementing the so we have already implemented the blocking part. We created a logger that logs the info and error logs, but that's a blocking way to do. So we'll update that thing. We'll make it blocking way, right? So we'll do that. Just give me a minute. Is it? Yeah, I think it is. Okay then. Let's do it anyways. Okay, so let's go over here. So we have our this is our thing, right? So we created log levels and all, and last time we migrated all our implementation from new to a separate function over here, that is get file instance, and I can call the get file instance over here by creating a separate function. I remove the need of writing every time for each option this open option code, right? So we migrated this thing. So now let's just go over here, and I already created a file to write my non-blocking implementation over here. I need to add that in the mode as well, so I'll say right. So now let's do one thing. I have pushed this code on GitHub, so maybe you guys can check that out. Let me just put it here. This is my handle, and I created a repository called logger over there, so you guys can check that out. Okay. Let me pin this thing. All right. So what are we going to use to make this channel to make this implementation non-blocking? So what we can do, as I discussed earlier, that we will initiate a separate thread. We'll spawn a thread for each of the on the whenever we instantiate a new logger, and then we'll create a channel. So we'll use a channel based approach. So we'll create a channel, and that channel will keep listening for the logs, and that channel will have a dedicated a method that will write to the file, that will flush to the files. All right, so we are going to do that. We will keep looking for the documentation. If we get stuck somewhere, take help. Okay, so how do we do that? So we already have few things clear on our head, that first of all we need a log level. Okay, and then on the logger side we can create a sender that takes log message. So log message will be a struct. All right, so let's start implementing that thing. So I'll say, so let's be with this log level, right? I'll have info error debug and warning, right? We'll have log message, probably that will have level as log level, as a message, right? Is it? And a timestamp maybe, right? String. Okay, now I can create this thing, and that will return sender. So sender, I will use this channel, right? Log message. Okay. Now when I initiate a logger, this logger struct over here with new keyword, I need to extend the implementation, as you all know, right? We did that thing on the ops.rs file. Let me just show you, like this, right? So we have enum, all our enum over here, and we have a logger. So but that time what we did was, we have all those files over here, and then if you want to create a new method, we'll have to implement the using the impl keyword, right? So this way, when we want to initiate this logger and get all those files reference, say, we will do that on new associated function, right? So let's go over here. I will say logger that will return this thing, right? So it will return something like logger that will have a sender, and that sender would be something like that. Okay, so now how do we create this thing? For that, let's go over here and let's say primary mechanism for safe, efficient message passing between threads or asynchronous tasks, enabling concurrent programming without the complexity of shared memory and locks. They are based on the concept of unidirectional pipe with a sending end and a receiving end. Okay, so what we'll do something like, we have a sender. Whenever we initiate a logger, we will create a reference, or we'll have the a sender with us. And whenever let's say we just like in the older file, what we did on the main file, we created a new instance of a logger. This time we will also do that thing, but instead of getting all the reference of all the files we will get a sender with us whenever we create a new instance, and we'll use that sender to pass the message. And that whenever on the, so we have a dedicated worker there that logs the message based on the receiving of this message that we pass. Inside that message we'll pass the log level, whether it's an info, an error, or something like that, right? And the receiver end will keep on receiving it and flushing the data at that time. Okay. There are other improvements also in this code that we'll write, right? So we don't have auto rotation in place. We don't even know whether are we able to, like, is there any issue, are we missing out any logs, so multiple things are there, right? It's not very production ready, but yes, using a channel is the better way to, instead of like a blocking way. It is quite stable than the blocking way, right? So yeah, we'll improve on those things as well. Tyso channel Tokyo. Okay, so we'll have this thing, right? Let's see how it goes. So the same thing we'll do on our new. We'll have a sender and this thing, right? That sender, we will return it from the new, and this receiver, we'll use this receiver over here. Whenever we on the new, we will spawn a thread, right? And inside this thing we will create another function that will log the message and take that receiver, and that receiver will, based on the, the things, it will log to the appropriate files. So it's quite expressive over here. I can see it received. So the main thread receives the value and got. Alright, so from here it just sent it. A new thread sent a value, and it is received over here. The same way we can somehow tweak our functions to do so. So what we'll do something like dot send, let's say sender dot send, and inside the value we'll say info, a message and a timestamp. And for an error we can say sender dot send error, log level dot error. And on the processor that we will write, based on those types, it will just perform operations. There you go. Do we have any viewers, any views? Amazing, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to come on chat. All right, and let me know from where you are watching this, and anything if the stream is not going well or something. Okay, let's go here. Okay, we have sender and receiver channel. So blah 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 thread, thread dot spawn, we'll do something like that. Each thread will have its own ID via channel. Okay, we'll do something like this. Thread dot spawn. So let me just draw the outline over here. What we'll do, we'll have we'll have something like sender, receiver, mpsc channel. Do we have channel already? La la la. Yeah. Okay, so we have this thing now, and here we will spawn a thread, right? A worker thread whenever we instantiate this logger. How do we do that? We'll say thread spawn correct. And here what I'll do, here I will have kind of worker that will log the messages, right? So what does that worker will required? So I have to create that thing. Okay, now here if I have this thing, probably I can just can I do this over here? Okay, now what it says. Okay, probably we can have some worker over here. Let's say log worker. Let's name it log worker, and that log worker will be using a receiver. Receiver. Okay, and if I send okay, let's write the log worker. Let's see how it goes. Republic fn log worker, it will be receiver log message, right? What does a log worker do now? So it's already pretty much obvious. We should remove these comments. I don't think it needs more explaining. What does log worker do now here? So first of all, it will receive on the messages. It will listen to the messages, right? Receive the messages, and when it receives the messages, it log to the appropriate file, right? Either to a log info, error warning and all. So now how do we do that? Log worker, la 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 la. Let's go how it receives. It sends. Let's see how. Children not join, right? With here are all the messages are collected with capacity. rx.recv. Picks a message from the channel. Receive will block the current thread if there are no message available. Wait for the thread to complete any remaining work. rx.recv. So maybe we can have a. I was thinking of having a loop that will keep on listening thread dot spawn. This is this sleep. Okay, yeah, something like this. So rec we can do this. Can we bounded channels? So we are using basically come on, this is not the thing. Probably we can do this thing. Let's see. For try receive pending value on this receiver without blocking. This method will never block the caller in order to wait for the data to become available. Instead, this will always immediately the flavor optimistic check before deciding to block the receiver. So over here we'll have something, right? Okay, we created this by this. Now here what I'll do, based on the log levels, I can flush to the files, right? So maybe I can if I knew I can pass all those things like info file. Should I do this? Error file. Let me know if you guys are able to see this, or should I increase the fonts? Right, so we need these things. Right, so on the new I will get the info file. Let me just do this thing. yank it. Right, and over here I can simply pass info file, error file, warning file, debug file. There you go. It's not error file, it's warning file. My fingers are cold. Right, borrow data goes out of the associated function body here. What the heck is this? Escape out of this, escapes outside of associated function. The reference that only be valid in associated function body. What the heck? But didn't I just, anyways, yeah, so here we'll go on the errors but later, but just draw the outline here. Based on the log levels I can flush to the file, right? So what I'll do, I will create here now, so REC will have a log level, message and timestamp, and I already have info file, error file, warning file and debug file, right? So what I'll do, I will initiate the file. Let's say I'll say let info, so I can use a reference, I will use this info file to write on that file, right? So I need a function here, another function, the same way I did using open options, right? So I'll say public, let me just, maybe I should copy this from here, this get file instance, right? I'll have the info file instance and then I can use that info file mutex, and I can use that file to flush directly, right? Write all and flush. But this time instead of writing it here, I'll do that it in the worker thread. So let's copy this thing, go over here, paste it here, right? Right, we need a file path here, so I can say hit over here info file again, no, let me just write this info only, self get file instance I'll say info file. Correct. Can I do this? So the same way I'll copy all these things and I'll just do this with error file. Get file instance error file. Oh man. Debug file, right? And I can now, what I can do here is I have all these things, right? Now I have this thing, so probably I can take the lock and just flush it. Is it based on the log level? Based on the log level I can simply flush it, so that will be my log worker. I can say match dot level, right? So I can say info so I have the mutex of this thing, right? So I'll say if let okay mutex of file. I understand, buddy. Maybe I can just copy those things. Info dot log, right? So I can say file dot write all. I need a buffer, so the message that I'll receive will be already formatted, right? So we'll write the function to do so. So for now, let's say I have rec dot message dot as bytes, right? Dot expect. Now here's the thing, this implementation will be unaware if that how many logs are dropped, or if there is any panic on the app. Then so expect would be not a good thing to do so, right? So we have to handle either by using a flat or by using match. But for now, let's say everything goes well. So right, I'll say file dot flush. Now here is the thing, you don't need to flush directly, the info logs, you can create a a buffer kind of, a queue kind of thing, or a storage where you can flush the things periodically. That would be the proper way to do so, but error should be flushed instantly. Log level error. So I'll say let so I hope you are getting this. We have a new keyword associated function over here, in which we are spawning a thread. So this will be the dedicated thread for each new instance of the logger, right? So this way this thread will be responsible for writing to the logs, not the main thread that is running the program. So this way it will be non-blocking in a separate sense, other than the blocking thing that we have written, where the single thread was performing all these things. So, and this channel that we have created will keep this receiver will be keep on listening for the send that will be sending after creating a new logger, because a new logger is already returning the sender of that channel that we have created, right? This thing. So this sender will be used now to send the the log based on the levels. So I'll have, now let's deal with this thing. Let's take a log over here, and I'll say file dot write all. The buffer will be c dot message dot has bytes. Right. So we need these two things. Oh man. Let's copy these things for warning and debug. So here info.log, I'll be using warning.log, and on the info logs instead I'll be using so it says it's already there, so let's remove this and change it to debug. Over here I'm gonna use debug file. Alright, so we are here, and I hope you get this. So I'm gonna remove the comments now. Receive the message, log to the appropriate file. Based on the log levels, I can flush to the files. Right. So yeah, this will be this thing. Now we need to have some more functions like formatting the message and all. Then we can test it. Info file is a reference. Log worker, I will be using a receiver. It says borrowed data escapes outside of the associated function. that 4 must outlive static. Info file is a reference that is only valid in the associated function about day. We can do that now. So here we have this thing. Now let me just go on the main, and here I have log levels, right? So maybe I can just say this is blocking logger, right? And here we will have a non-blocking logger using channels. Okay, now how I initiate that thing? I'll say let nb logger equals. Now here's the thing, instead of using OPS I'll be using non-blocking OPS, right? So I'll say logger. So I have this thing, I have a new, right? And I can pass in the info file. So I can say nb info dot log nb error dot log nb dot log and nb debug dot log. Right, I have this thing now. Now what I'll do, let's say I just want to trace the info thing, so I'll say nb logger. I don't have any trace logs, right? So as soon as I do new this thing, right? So nb logger is returning me the sender. So can I use dot send? What does it returning me? It is returning me a log. It is returning this thing, right? And as soon as I get this thing, I can simply say trace logs. I can simply say trace logs. Log worker. Okay, so there is an error basically over here. So if I send, it will listen, right? I need to have few other methods over here, like info and all, that will send it, that I can, send send those back. So let's do that thing. Well, let me see how is the stream going. We'll also extend this to integrate with OpenTelemetry in near future. I don't know. Yeah, my current goal is to extend implement this thing. I already did that. So this is I'm currently working on my production Rust server that's in production. Production mean it's in beta testing, but it's already there running on the server. So it is working fine right now, but later on we'll add it as a side project. We'll add some features, other features like log rotation on and all, batch processing and all. Okay, where were we? Yeah, so we need some more function that I can write. So maybe I can write it from here. So I'll say pub function. I can simply say trace nb log. So nb here is non-blocking, right? I can say self, and it will be getting sender dot send. So I need to send a log message from there, right? So what if I say logger dot trace and log? No, I should not. Oh yes, I can do that. Self, I will use the sender from here, and I just need level message, right? Timestamp, I'll calculate it from here. Sorry. So I can say, let me just format the message first. Let log message equals, I'll say self dot I have to create a function. So why do I need log level here? Because based on the log level I will based on the log level I'll create a sender. I am going to send something on that, so maybe it will be something like this. For now, let me just do this. It will be something like self dot sender dot send log message. Log message? Yes, log message, and I'll be passing here level as level that I got, right? And a message as message, and a timestamp. Now here is the thing. Time stamp would be UTC. From timestamp I can just say maybe I can just say timestamp using chrono. This is it, utc.now. Now the times, so maybe I will, for now I'll just simply say this thing, utc now. So I'll be using this found date time UTC. Date time thing. Do we have anything like not to string? Okay, resolved. That is okay. Yeah, so I'll be using something like this, trace non-blocking logs. So I have it here, right? So probably I can just now say nb logger dot trace nb logs. It needs a level, so I'll say log trace. Okay, that is fine. Log levels info. For now the message would be request arrived. So let's design again, let's say some high quality Rust code is there. So the request arrived and I'll say completed, and in between this there is some logic happening, right? Argument to this method are incorrect. I need something else. Of course. Oh, log level. Probably I should have created only one because they are already same things. Okay, so it will be here, it will be the sender will send all those things, right? And it will send, and here it will be received, and if the level is info over here, it will create a info file. So I already have, I think, info warning, so let's fix this thing. Let's call the lifetime of this reference is this. Debug file is a reference that is only valid in the associated function body. It will escape the associated function body here. Argument requires to outlive static. But why is that thing happening? Any idea, guys? Borrowed data. Borrowed data. Fem new. Is a reference that is only valid in the associated function body. Sender. I just don't get one thing. I'm returning a logger struct that has a sender, and that sender is of type sender of log message. So does that make sense to you guys here? I created a channel and I'm returning a sender. What do you think? What do you think, guys? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? All right, power gone. I'm on my UPS now, but that will soon be ended. That'll soon be ended. So the stream will end now because UPS can't take it more, because I have a monitor over here and a camera. Let's wait. If the power is back on, then we can continue, otherwise the stream will be abruptly shut. Foreign function. Okay guys, it's ticking.